Three. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Gabe here, and welcome to, I believe this is episode 7 or 8, if I'm not mistaken, of the MMA space. And here we have Raquel Pennington and Tecia Torres. How are you guys doing today?
Really good.
Doing pretty good. Enjoying our Saturday and watching these fights.
So I'm gonna start off the bat here, and I'm gonna ask this because Tecia, I know you are Puerto Rican, and Raquel, you are half Mexican. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with baseball.
I saw today Mexico beat Puerto Rico 5-4.
Yeah, I was there. I drove 4 hours from Orlando
Oh
to
wow.
Miami.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. Had a lot of fun. Ate a lot of tacos, drunk a lot. It's great. Um, but also another. By the way, congratulations. I saw you guys were expecting. How's everything going with that?
Good. Right now we're actually going over stuff for Summit's big. But we are going over things for the nursery. I think we have a trip planned to Home Depot later today.
Oh wow. So
Yep.
Raquel, right now you are ranked on you're number 2 right now in the
Mhm.
in the women's bantamweight division. The only person above you right now is Juliana Pena. Um, you're on a 5-fight winning streak. Are we gonna get that fight, or are you just gonna skip Juliana and we're gonna be like, we're gonna go again at it?
Uh Honestly, obviously Juliana, I love challenges, so I want to fight everybody on the roster. I don't care. But at the end of the day, I mean, obviously the goal is to fight for the world title. Juliana is a fight that I thought would have happened a long time ago, but somehow she keeps, I don't know, worming her way around and finding other places to go. And I'm kind of just doing my thing. It is a fight that I would love to see happen. It is not the next fight that's going to happen. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, there's big opportunities and things that are happening for my ultimate goal. So that's just my focus. But I will say, when before my career is over, I would definitely like to step in there with her. So
Oh, okay, yeah, because I know that you guys were actually in the Ultimate Fighter 18. But
mhm.
you guys didn't get to fight each other. I believe you. I forgot her name. Who do you fight? It was in the semifinal.
I fought Jessica Rakosi. I thought that Juliana and I would align for the championship fight, but I mean, in my fight of the season against Jessamine Duke, I ended up with stitches, a broken hand, and a fractured forearm. And so going into that semifinal fight, not even 2 weeks later, like
It's
there's
okay.
so much that happens on the Ultimate Fighter that you don't even see.
Yeah, and then like, because I want to ask this, like the psychological aspect of the Ultimate Fighter. Like, how was that? You're like locked in this house with all these people that you're competing for a contract with. Like, how was that mentally?
Well, I mean, you get, I think, pretty much two different perspectives right now. So for me, it was actually an amazing experience. It was the first season that they had women. We had a balanced house. I think they expected so much more drama, but just the fact that it was half guys, half girls in there, there was a good balance. Obviously, the drama came from, I didn't understand it at first. I didn't really know anybody going onto the show. And I honestly I felt bad for Juliana at first because everybody on the show was just kind of picking on her. They were rude, they made comments. Like I was like, okay. And I've never been that type of person. I always kind of took people who would get bullied under my wing growing up, and that was just me. And then when I started to get to see Juliana for who Juliana just is, it was just like, all right, we have personalities that don't match. You stay to your side of the room and I'll stay to mine, type of thing. But other than that, I mean, it was cool. We got taken out of our norm and out of our comfort zones, and we got to just solely focus on what we're doing, as far as our goals and training and sleeping and eating and doing the same thing over. And there was no other distractions. So that was a really cool experience. It was cool living in a house full of other athletes with different mentalities. Everybody can eat different. Everybody had different perspectives. And, you just got to grow, learn. You get to get really in tune with yourself. I think we all got to see Tisha's season, and so
Yeah.
for Tisha, how was your season?
It was different than hers. My season was the first season with all females. There were 16 of us. 8 of us had already come from Invicta and we didn't have to try out, and I was part of that 8. So I had, previous engagements, I guess, with the girls on the show. I'd fought in 2 of the girls already. And a lot of the other girls had fought each other as well outside of Invicta. So there was a lot of cattiness coming into the into the house, because prior to going to the house, I thought that I was lined up to fight Carla for the title at Invicta, but then the talks of that like went away, and I just got the call from the UFC. But on there was lots of drama. When I left the show, I was like, I'll never do this ever again in my life. But now, many years later, if I did it again, I would love to do it. My mentality is different. I'd stick up for myself more. But in the moment there, no, I hated it.
No, honestly, I've gotten like I kind of could see why, because if I was locked up in a house with people that I have to fight, I can't talk to anybody like outside. I honestly would lose my mind. I would honestly lose my mind.
It's tough, I mean, I'm huge when it comes to like music or just like interaction. I love interacting with people. So, I mean, yeah, there's the interaction there. But when you're stuck in a house with somebody for almost 7 weeks and it's like just this group of people and everybody's so different, everybody has their own emotions. I mean, it does become a lot. And so, you don't have books to read, you don't have nothing to do besides interact or stick to yourself. And so, that part can make you a little crazy. I know a big adjustment for me coming back into like the real world. Like I honestly had a really hard time. It was weird. I don't know. I didn't like being around people at first. I just like it was weird. It was like exciting coming home, but then I can't even explain it. And so that part is a little bit different. But like Tecia said, I think just kind of, years later and, we've been there, done that, we've experienced, our mentalities are also a lot different. Like it would just be a different experience, I think, to this date.
And Tecia, I just want to say, you are my first Puerto Rican fighter that I've interviewed. So it's pretty cool that like I get to interview one of my own. And I don't know if you know this, but I believe it was your fight in it was in January, I think, of last year. When you walked out with the Puerto Rican flag, you were all over like Puerto Rican Instagram, like Puerto Rican
Oh,
TikTok. Like, you were
really?
huge. Yeah, like it was huge. It was a huge thing. And what I wanted to say to you is that like you actually sparked up a talk with a lot of people in Puerto Rico with like MMA, because a lot of people follow the sport over there, but they don't really practice it. Like it's not as huge. So
Hmm.
them finally get to see someone walk out with that flag was like a huge thing. I don't know if you even knew that. Like it was like going everywhere.
No, I never knew that. But sadly, we're not allowed to have flags anymore.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
understand the reasoning why, but like it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I just Raquel told me this recently, because I haven't fought since last April, and when I fought last April, I think I could have my flag still.
Yeah, it was
So
just
Yeah.
this
something very new.
my fight in January that I just fought was the first time that they were like no flags anymore. Because same thing. I mean, she likes her flag, and I was walking out with my flag too, and it was just like, what else are you guys taking away? Is how I feel.
They already took away your sponsorships. They're taking like
Yeah.
taking
Just
away
keeps going,
everything.
keeps
But
going.
back to the Puerto Rican topic. All right, Tecia, what have you shown our friend Raquel here from our culture? Like what foods have you shown her?
Well, we live in Colorado Springs. There's not many Puerto Rican people here. I There's like one little food truck, Puerto Rican food truck, close to us. There's a really good one in Denver, but the one close to us isn't great. So not much, but I mean, she sees the craziness of being Puerto Rican.
Oh, I definitely see that.
Our daughter's gonna be Puerto Rican, so
Great.
she's gonna have two against one.
Um,
I don't know.
I will say with food, as far so before COVID hit,
Oh, we
Tecia,
went to Puerto Rico
yeah, we
too
went to Puerto
before.
Rico with her family. But this girl's she's hooked on rice and beans, and so she does all kinds of different
I I can't
styles
lie,
of
me too.
foods. And
I can't.
so I think that's like probably one of her main things is kind of focusing on that. And then um I don't know. It's hard too because Tisha's also the type that like she's very basic with her food. So I'm like the type that like I go to different places and I'm like, let's try the delicacies and just get wild and like eat everything and experience it. And Tisha's more just kind of like basic with it. So I think I've tried like every style of Puerto Rican beans and beans in general out there, thanks to Tisha.
You just told me that Tecia is a chicken nugget kid. Have you guys heard that expression?
I think I've heard of it, but no, I'm not a chicken nugget kid.
You just eat chicken
I
nuggets
like
last
them,
night.
but I'm not a chicken nugget kid. I like them. I eat more than
It's
that.
so funny because when we go to the grocery store, we always make jokes because legit like half of the cart looks like an adult shopping, and then the other half looks like a kid shopping. And so it's like, whose side is who? And then it's like me and Tisha.
Yeah, we eat very differently.
See,
Raquel doesn't eat carbs. She
you
doesn't
know,
know the fun life. She
that's
eats
hard.
carbs, but rarely. It's not really a big part of her diet. Recently, though, she's been eating some carbs.
Well,
But
it can't be a big part of my diet. I come from a freaking Hispanic family with different kinds of genetics. And so, plus my thyroid issue, like, I have to really focus on what I'm eating, or it's like I can look at certain foods and just gain weight. And it's super frustrating being in with our career and having to make weight.
Yeah, I know, cause like I can't like so I also fight as well. Like I'm in a gym, but it's pretty tough. Like for example, I compete in like a month at a Muay Thai tournament, and then I have like 3 other months where I'm doing jiu-jitsu tournaments, and I have to stay in shape. And I hate the fact that all my family's here, right? They all came from Puerto Rico, and they're all cooking like mofongo, rice and beans, like steak, and I cannot eat that like at all. So
I'll be over soon. I can eat that.
Yeah, she sits here and makes all kinds of food, and like just Tisha being Tisha, she always offers it to me, and like it gets frustrating on my end because it's like, yes, I want it, but I can't eat it. And then coming from a Hispanic family, like my nana is, she's your traditional little Hispanic grandma, and she makes food, and the women in my family all make food, and their love language is to feed you. And I'll go over there for a visit, and she's just all like, Mija, I want to give you this. And it's like, I can't have any, Nana. And I am constantly, years later, I mean, I've been doing the sport now for almost 14 years, and she still yells at me. And she's like, all you do is starve yourself. You don't eat anymore. And so she's always mad and upset because I can't have certain foods.
she's just like forcing it on. I understand because like when I go to Puerto Rico, my aunt sees me. She's just like every time I see you, just get skinnier. Eat, 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 and I'm just like, no, I can't. But um, coming back to it, one of the things that I wanted to ask you is so to a lot of people, like they look at your tattoo on your rib, right? And
Me?
no, my bad, to Raquel.
Oh, I was like, which one? We both got tattoos. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. And
Uh,
I just want to ask, were you sober? Because like the shading on that must have been insane.
My tribal?
Yes.
Yeah, I was sober, and I actually did that entire tattoo in one session. My tattoo artist, I don't think was sober at that point because he was exhausted and he wanted to break it down in sections, but I just wanted it done. So it took us 13 and a half hours, but I did it all in one night.
Wow. See, no, the longest one I had was like this half sleeve, and it took me 9 hours. And me and my tattoo artist, we had to like walk out the tattoo shop and come back because we were over it. We were over it.
Yeah, we took a couple breaks. We ordered in food. He had some drinks. We sat there. We took a few breaks, but every time we would get back to it, it was like a terrible pain at first, and then it would go numb again. But I will say, by the end of it, like my endorphins were shot. They were done, and honestly, it was crazy because I looked back at a picture not too long ago. And this tattoo, like it was so swollen. It looked 3D by the time we were
What?
finished, just because hours and hours of work of it. But yeah, that was a one-time tattoo. I went for it all at once, and it's been there since.
So knowing that you guys live in Colorado, you got I think you guys go hiking all the time. There's no way I would be out there every single day. What is your favorite spot to go to?
Mm,
I don't know. I really like Gold Camp and stuff like that, and I'm like into Garden of the Gods, small hikes right now. But I like the little cities a lot. Like we have really small towns, like right outside of Telluride. You're right. It's probably like one of my favorite towns, and one of the my favorite hikes that we did. There's like a place where there's lots of waterfalls on the
Bridal
hike.
Falls.
Bridal Falls.
Um, I think my favorite hikes are, I love 14ers. So I'm going extreme and going up there for hours and doing the hard ones. when Tecia first moved here, I took her on like this little, it's not even really a hike, but I took her on a hike. It's more like just this tiny little flat trail type thing. And
It wasn't flat.
she acted like she was going to die on it. And then the second hike I ever took her on was actually a 14er. And I mean, people fly from around the world to accomplish these 14ers. They're not easy at all. So yeah, if it's up to me, I definitely am going for the 14ers.
Yeah, I enjoy them too. Just can't do them currently.
So since I know you guys are expecting like a daughter now, I wanted to ask, how does this change like your aspect in not in fighting as well, but like in life now, knowing that you guys are about to be parents? Like how what is that feeling like right now?
For me, honestly, like lately, Raquel and I have been speaking about it. Not honestly, my sister-in-law wrote me recently talking about like how they think it's going to heal my inner child because I didn't have a great upbringing. And I do believe that. Like I truly believe that like I'm at a point in life, or we're at a point in life where we can give our daughter everything and anything she wants, and provide her with a great life. So I'm really excited to just be able to do that and to love on her and be there in her life, and not be absent. So for me, it's like a do-over for my childhood, and I get to do it for my kids to come. So I'm just excited to do that for me.
Um, for me, I come from a huge Hispanic family, and there's tons of us, and it's kind of just you know huge family lines. And I always wanted kids at an earlier age, but like Tecia said, I feel like we're just at a point in our life where we got to live for ourselves. We've accomplished many things, and like honestly, I just feel ready. I'm excited. I feel like it's truly like I've always had a really good head on my shoulders and have felt very mature, but I feel like it just kind of like made me grow up in so many different other aspects. And, we haven't even met her yet, but just through this whole IVF process, I was talking to Tecia the other night, like, we've gotten to witness everything from the get go. Like, I truly feel like we've just watched her grow, starting from an egg all the way up to, creating the embryo, watching the embryo be transferred. You get to watch all this stuff on the monitor. And so it's like, we've watched every single phase into where, she's growing into a beautiful little girl. And to just have the excitement for a couple months down the road to hold her in our arms and be able to experience everything that we love, and to take her on those adventures and stuff. We always laugh because I'm like, I think she's going to get everything being our first baby and like going all over the world, and then we're gonna have more kids, and it's gonna be like, all right, we're going to the park. Like, and so, but it's just honestly like it's a different sort of fulfillment. Like my heart truly feels full. We're honestly excited. And like Tecia said, we have spoken to where just on the outside, I've watched her struggles and different things. And I feel like through this pregnancy, like it's honestly been a miracle and a blessing to watch Tecia. Like, I don't feel like babies fix anything. They don't fix relationships. They don't fix things that are broken within us. But I do see some healing that is going on within Tecia. And it's a really cool thing to witness.
That's pretty cool. I've heard that as well before. I had a friend who kind of didn't really have like a good childhood like me and other people. And once she had her kid, it was really nice to see. Like once I talked to her about it, like it was so emotional for her that she got to say that she could let go of all that trauma because like her healing was through like her son. So her happiness was there. So I'm really
Yeah.
it's really awesome to hear those words because not many people experience the type of things that you have experienced or like the traumatic events. So it's good to see that happiness in like a physical aspect, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
And so I'm just gonna ask this, but how long are you guys gonna wait before you put your guys' daughter through any sort of like mixed martial arts training or if any at all, because I know some people are or some fighters are just like my kids are not doing this, I don't want this for my kids at all.
I think honestly it comes down to my perspective on it is just supporting her and whatever makes her heart happy. I feel like obviously being in the LGBTQ plus community, like we've had different struggles and stuff in general. And you know, I've been through a lot of different things in my life, and one thing that's gotten me to where I'm at is just staying true to myself. And you know, I just want that for her. I want her to follow what's in her heart. And you know, obviously I've been an athlete since I was 5 years old, so I would really love for athletics to be a thing, but who knows? She might come out and be super interested in art or band or something. But you know, fingers crossed.
We pray
Athletic,
she's
yeah.
athletic.
Fingers crossed, athletics. You know, and like I said, I mean, I want to be involved in everything. So it's kind of one of those things to where when she's young, I plan on coaching. Tisha's gonna be like the entire soccer mom, getting all the snacks together and stuff and whatnot. But you know, I was like, okay, if she wants to play hockey, like I'm learning everything about hockey and I'm going out there and coaching her. Like, so it's just kind of, you know, we're just going to see what is destined for her and what her interests are and, you know, support her to the fullest.
But to answer that question, yes, she probably will be doing some type of martial arts because I want her to learn self-defense.
Yeah.
I don't see it being the first thing she does. I see probably like soccer or something, maybe when she's like 3 or 4, probably 3 because we're really, you know, into athletics. So
Yeah.
we'll try it out if she likes
She'll
it.
definitely grow up in the gym though. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you know, Tisha comes back, she wants to fight a couple more fights. My career's still going. And so the first few years of her life, like she's gonna be in the gym. And one of our coaches, you know, him and his wife just had their baby. And so they're just gonna be little gym buddies.
Just running around the mats and stuff. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, for sure.
But I also second, if you do put her in band, I'm pretty sure she will enjoy it. I was in band for about 6 years,
Yeah.
and it was like amazing. It was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like once, like if kids learn an instrument, I feel like they're able to learn more stuff quickly, because learning an instrument and learning how to read music is already hard enough. That like it just helped me out. And sports wise, yes, put her in soccer, please. Do the put her in soccer. But it's good to hear that you guys are still looking forward to your daughter and also still looking forward to continue on to the sport, because I know some people kind of just like lay back from it and they just want to focus more on their kids. But it's truly cool that I think you guys are just going to get back in there after a while.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we have one life to live, and you know, just because we're having a baby, like Tisha and I still have dreams, we still have passions, and so we're still ourselves, but you know, we just have another little human to share it with. And so that's the exciting part, is the things that we're passionate about, we can show her, we could teach her, we can have the memories with her. And then, you know, we get to watch her on her journey and what she enjoys doing, and she can teach us things at that point.
That's pretty cool. Like, I think one thing I do want to ask is, because everybody that I've interviewed, I've always asked this, because I want to keep it a little short, because I know you guys want to watch the fights and you guys probably have like a busy day. Is, who do you guys fight for, and why do you guys fight? Like, why is this something that is in your core, is in your heart, and something that you're just like, this is what I love to do?
For me, I fight for myself and then I fight for my family, and that being Raquel and now my daughter coming. When I do fight again, because I do plan on it, 2024, I'll definitely be still fighting for myself first and then Raquel and my daughter. I think it'll just be a bigger motivation, you know, to try and leave the best legacy I can. And it'll be awesome having her there. Yes, she won't remember it, but there'll be lots of videos and lots of pictures for her to see in the future. But I started martial arts when I was 5. I'm 33 now, still doing it. And it's just always been an outlet for me. Like I said previously, my upbringing wasn't the greatest, but I always had martial arts. And that's, I truly believe, the one thing that's led me to the life that I've lived. It's led me to do really well in school. I got my graduate degree. I got, you know, I don't know. I don't know where I would be without martial arts, to be honest with you. I think I'd probably be have done bad things in my life. So I think it's always going to be a part of my life. You know, I only want to fight for a few more years once baby's here. But I definitely want to be something that we still continue to do, maybe practice. And we've talked about owning a gym in the future as well. So, um, yeah, I just think it's been a great outlet for me. So for me, my answer is me and then my family.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for me, pretty much the same thing. I fight for myself. It's just something that really fulfills my heart. I'm a person. I love challenges. I love growth. I love being uncomfortable, and fighting fulfills all that. I fight for my family and whatnot. And then on top of that, just for the younger generations, us being female athletes, like, I mean, we've had to prove so much more, especially being in a male dominant sport. And so, there's so many kids out there, and they're constantly, you never know who's watching and who's looking up to you. And I've gone around, I've done guest speakings, or I've been involved in anti-bullying and different things. And so I've seen a lot of people's struggles, and I think a big thing for me is I love the people, I love all the fans that are out there and whatnot, and I'm super grateful for it and super grateful for my journey. But I just love the fact that I'm on a platform and I have the opportunity to inspire younger generations. And so that's something that always kind of sticks in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I loved both answers because that's the first time I've heard any of those answers coming out from anybody. So this is like it's pretty cool that you guys see that way, and you guys want to own a gym at the end. And I hope you guys do it because it'll be the coolest gym ever. I will fly to Colorado from Florida. I will show up. I will gladly show up. And I know that I don't know if you guys have heard of what's happening. I don't know if you guys heard the news of Jeff Molina.
I have, yes. I don't know if Raquel has. I hadn't spoken to her about it, but I have.
What is it?
I mean, you can explain if you want.
Yeah.
He's come out. He's bi, but he's a
Yeah.
UFC fighter, and he wanted to do on his own terms. But from what I read, a video surfaced of him doing a sexual act to another male, and
Yeah.
that's how it came out that he's bi. But I do remember though during uh the Pride Week, or one of the times where they allowed us to wear the
Or the
rainbow.
pride shorts. Yeah, he got a
Yeah,
lot
he
of shit
wore it,
for it.
and people were making issue with it. And he's like, I don't see an issue, with wearing it. At that time, he didn't come out or anything, but now they're saying that he's the first openly gay fighter or something. But really, he's bi. He's not gay. So yeah, I heard about it.
Was that the one that just fought a couple weeks ago?
I don't know. Did he fight a
No,
couple weeks ago?
he fought a couple months ago. He's part of a James Cross gym. The crazy part is he's actually under investigation by the FBI.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's the one that is he the one from the fight?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I don't.
he's part of James Krause, the
Yeah, I know it's one.
yeah,
But he wasn't the fighter. He was just part of the whole thing, the scare
yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But the
I don't
reason
know.
why no, go
At
ahead,
the
go
end of
ahead.
the day, like, not even knowing the entire story, like, the way that I see it is, we have one life to live, and everybody's life is different. We were born unique. And if we just sat here and accepted each other's uniqueness, this world would be a different place. But because so many people from the minute we're born into the way that this world, the ideal society, or the ideal way that we should all live. And, you know, all the racism, all the bad things that go on, all the judgment, like, it's just constantly something. This is something that just gets my blood boiling, because people are just so quick to pass judgment and everything else. But at the end of the day, like, your life is yours to live. Our life is ours to live. Like, Tisha's is hers to live. Mine is mine to live. And we're coming together as two people and whatnot, and supporting each other and different things. But at the end of the day, like, this world, just, there's too many opinions. And then, just the invasion of privacy. Like,
Yeah.
fact of a video arising, or the things that are going on these days, like, media can be a good thing, and social media, there's so many different benefits to it, but then at the same time, like, it's just
It's a
toxic in so many different ways. And you know it's you just got me all riled up. Like, there's shit that just really needs to stop in this world. But at the end of the day, like, who cares what his
thank you.
preferences are and
Thank you.
how he's living? Like, it's his life. And you know what, I mean, shit, as long as he stays true to himself and he's happy, I'm so happy for him.
See, that's what I wanted to talk about because like if there's one thing I love this sport, but if there's one thing I hate about it is that it's a little close-minded to anybody outside of what they seem to be
It's not even
believing.
just sport, it's this world. This
Yeah.
world is just extremely closed-minded. And I mean, that saying where it's opinions are like buttholes, everyone has one. Like, it's
Yeah.
seriously been true. Like, everybody constantly has an opinion. People are passing judgment, or there's something going on. And in reality, like, no one has room to speak about anything. Like, if you're freaking perfect, then okay, whatever. Say your piece, say your part. But guess what? Nobody's freaking perfect. We're all human beings and we're just trying to make the best of this. And it's just like it's a place that just frustrates me. It's not just sports. I mean, you have these athletes who come out and obviously they're on bigger platforms and stuff, so there's more attention brought to it. But these are just everyday struggles everywhere and in everyday parts of life. It's not just UFC or MMA. I do think, with that being said, like the MMA community is a really cool community. It's filled with a lot of unique people, but I mean, there's still a lot of opinions. There's still a lot of judgment every which way. But it is really cool to see these athletes who do stand up for themselves and they do stay true to what's in their heart and like just don't give a shit. At the end of the day, like just don't give a shit, because you know what? You can sit here in judgment, but or you could sit here and pass the judgment on it, but I'll tell you what, there's so many other people that it's out there impacting and inspiring, and that's helping them to find their way in a place that's not easy for them.
You know, I you literally said everything that I think about the entire situation. And I love knowing that there are people who I look up to and I obviously admire on like through television that think the same way as me. And I just loved every single minute, every single word and sentence that you just said. So it was pretty cool. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for this interview. I This is probably my favorite interview just because like this was really cool. And if there's anything else you want to say to the people out here in the world of the internet, let them know what you guys got going on. Let them know what any message you guys got or anything.
Um, Thank you for following our careers. We've both been fortunate enough to be in the UFC for now 10 and 9 years. Yeah, it's only getting better, I think. Right now I can't fight obviously, but when I come back, I do plan on trying to make a run at it one more time for the title shot. And Raquel's so close to a title shot now, so it's just awesome sharing our careers and sharing it with people, through social media. So yeah, we have a lot more positive feedback than we ever have had negative. So
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be positive. There's always going to be that negative, but um, you know, based off the conversation that we had, like I think my biggest message today is just staying true to yourself and, follow what's in your heart. Always continue to look at the glass half full instead of half empty, and appreciate the things that you do have. And of course, I'm always thankful to the wonderful fans that are out there. And I mean, obviously it was fun talking to you. So
Well, besides that, thank you guys so much, and see you guys, and hope you guys like this video.
thank
thank
you.
you.
You have
Have
a
a
good
good
one.
one.
And you too.